Welcome everyone to the experience of Tan and Dan's Chill Cast.
But I'll tell you, man, human curiosity. I mean, people will actually poke a bear just to know what it's like to poke a bear.
They probably have this so often. They're probably just like, Jimmy, fucking put your balls back in your pants. Give him another set of fries, please. Just keep going.
Well, you know what? It's not even me. It's not even me. You know what? He doesn't even care. I mean, he pranks everybody. Topic of the night. This is a new one, but I think it'll be fun. I mean, at first you might be like, I can't think of anything, but
We'll see how it goes.
yeah, I said we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So, topic of this cast will be movies, not sexy movies. Although sexy movies would be a very good topic. Actually, have I even seen a sexy movie other than porn?
I was gonna say, what are you referring to as sexy movies?
I don't know what a sexy movie would be. Okay, fine. No sexy movies. I was saying no sexy movies anyways. Okay?
Well,
anyways.
Yeah.
All right. So, the topic is movies. And we're going to start off with what movie would be like, well, let's say, and this is from like when you were young. What movies when you were young can you best remember? Like what do you remember from like your childhood the best? Now I don't mean like specifically one, but like what are some really good movies that, you know, after all this time you still remember? Because there's plenty of movies I've totally forgotten about.
Yeah, no, I think there are. Like, if you have like your typical things you probably watched a bunch as a kid, like
Lion King,
Disney stuff, yeah, that kind of thing. But I'm thinking like maybe more outside the box. Maybe it's like some older. What I'm probably for my age would probably be like, oh, that's a classic now. Like in my mind, like then just like for what I've watched back in the day.
What you got?
Like right off the top of my head is like Princess's Bride.
Princess's Bride. Oh yeah.
That the
You're killing my father. Prepare to die.
All that was funny, man. That was a good movie.
Andre,
a
the
good
giant.
Yeah.
Was it even a kids movie? Was it even a kids movie?
Very kid friendly. I mean, obviously, I'd watch it now. It's funny.
It was really weird when he took his glove off and he had like 6 or 7 fingers.
Yeah, the extra hand, the sixth finger. I said hand. The extra hand was like popping out of the glove.
10 fingers.
Like someone you would see in like Men in Black, which is another one. Good old Men in Black.
Oh, dude, Men in Black. Okay. I don't know how many times I laughed at this, but the Balchinian.
Yeah.
The Balchinian and the dog, like the little, what is that, a pug? The little pug would just like, what does he go? It's like back, or how does the song go?
I don't even know.
We're back from outer space.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. And then they like roll down the window. He's like, what?
Yeah. Well, the reason why I remember that one, I think it was the second one. I watched I think when it came out, like new release. I don't remember how old I was. All I remember is me and my younger brother were going to my dad's work, he works a graveyard night shift. I won't say whatever. He works a graveyard night shift that when he works, there's basically no one else around. Just him. I don't know if we got permission for this or if it was just like there's no one around. It's a holiday. I think it was like New Year's or something like that. He was gonna bring both of us with him to work, and we had an old Ford F-250 with a the campy on it,
and it died.
No, well, it did die eventually, but that's not the story.
Okay.
No, but he we had foam pads. We put foam pads in the back and sleeping bags, and on the way to work with him, we went and rented the Men in Black 2, and we watched it in his break room. We set up. We had like a VCR back then in the break room and whatnot, and we watched the Men in Black 2 in the break room, and then came outside around midnight and watched the Indian reservation across the river or whatever that was, light their extra fireworks off, and then passed out in the back of the work truck till morning. It was great.
Dude, when you said VCR,
the good old VCRs.
you just blasted me back to the past, dude.
Let me tell you though something though. My family was like, I wouldn't call it lagging behind as far as the times went. It's just we were too poor.
We were just too poor.
We couldn't afford the new generation stuff. So I think I was watching VCRs until like, I don't even know, like 2000,
I mean,
maybe 2000.
shoot,
Three,
dude,
4.
2000 was probably. I think you probably stopped watching VCRs before I did.
Did I?
yeah, dude. Like until I ran cable internet, I don't even know. If
I might be lowballing that a lot. I don't know. It's been a while.
But seriously though, VCRs, for the audience that is not familiar with those, which I would be really surprised if anybody does not know what a VCR is that is currently watching this, but I'm sure it's possible.
Dude,
a VCR
yeah.
is like a rectangular tape. That you
Please explain more. I don't know.
It's a rectangular tape that you plug in, and you have to rewind it first, and then hit play.
No. You if you were fancy though, you'd have that little like car looking thing that the hood popped up. You slide that tape in there, click the rewind button, you hear that.
Okay, dude. First of all, like what first went through my mind was a cassette tape. But you're right. You did have like that rewinder thing that it was just meant for rewinding. I never owned one.
Poor.
Apparently, you guys are richer than us.
Well, it kind of goes back and forth. Like if you were like poor, then you rewind it by hand. If you were like semi-poor, you might have that extra VCR rewinder. If you were like you got some money, man, you got the VCR that rewound it by itself.
Stop everything. There were VCRs that couldn't rewind.
Yeah.
What?
I'm pretty sure, man. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Dude.
Why else would you have a separate rewinding system?
You know what? I think like okay, I totally see the logic behind it. I did not know that. I guess it makes sense. You should Google this right now to prove yourself right because I have never seen one that couldn't rewind, but that might just be me. That's crazy. If there is such a thing and they just couldn't rewind at all, and that's why they had that, like, because I'd seen those before and I was like, oh, those are nifty. I wish like we had one of those just so I could like rewind everything and whatever, blah blah blah, save myself time because you had to wait.
Yeah.
You had to wait for them to rewind, so it'd be nice to do it like ahead of time.
Let's see what comes up.
See what comes up while he's looking that up. I'm gonna talk about a very scary movie to me. It starts out like this. I was 7 years old. I thought I was king of the world. I still think I'm king of the world, and I'm probably right. But, why are you laughing at that, dog?
King of the world.
King of the world. But anyways, I was 7 years old. I thought I was, badass kid, not scared of anything. I mean, I would climb things 70, 80 feet up like trees because that would be probably the only thing that's that tall. But regardless, I thought I wasn't really scared of much, especially movies. Well, I remember one day my mom was laying on the couch. She was watching this movie, and I don't know if anyone's familiar with it. I don't know if you're familiar with it, Dan, or maybe I spoke with you earlier about this, but it's called Arachnophobia.
Arachnophobia.
And this movie, I was like, Mom,
Oh.
I want to watch this. And she was watching it,
what
right?
you're
And
talking
I like sat down, started watching. She's like, I don't think you should be watching this. I'm like, Mom, chill, calm down, Mom. It's fine. I'm good. It's fine. Because that's how I talked when I was 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm watching it, and this guy goes into the Amazonian jungle, and he's researching things in the Amazon. I don't know specifically what he was researching, but anyways, he ended up with a spider on his back of his face,
Oh boy.
and it killed him. Dead. Boom. Down. And so they brought his body back to whatever city's near the freaking Amazon. I've got no idea. They bring him back to Amazonia.
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 Lives.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the Amazon warehouse.
In a casket. But little did they know that spider was hitchhiking. And so this is what happened. So this spider thing, it looked kind of like a tarantula in my opinion. I don't know if I knew what a tarantula was back then, but I can tell you that it looks kind of like a tarantula. Now I can tell you anyways. So it comes back like overseas to us with this body. And next thing you know, it's breeding with some kind of barn spider or whatever else. And it starts just taking over this neighborhood, just killing people in house after house after house, like all its children. Like they're so poisonous. It's like one bite, you're dead. Freeze up, dead. Like I can remember this one scene. There was like this couple eating popcorn, and they were just like dead eating popcorn. And this spider like comes out of one of their noses, and I'm like, oh, wasn't ready. It was bad. It was bad, right? But then it was like, okay, we're calling in the exterminator. I'm like, oh, finally gonna get these sons of bitches. Yeah, Mom. Yeah, get them. I didn't say that because I didn't know that phrase. But yeah, get them. And this exterminator comes. And he's all got his tank on. He looks like a freaking Ghostbuster. Like he's ready to kick some ass. Mm-hmm. Well, he takes his gun and he starts spraying the little baby spiders that are killing these people. And it does nothing. They are completely immune to this stuff. Now, I'm getting scared watching this. I'm getting scared. I'm like, this spider is immune to toxic chemicals, and it's killing everybody. I'm like, do these spiders exist in real life? Like, is this spider in my neighborhood? Is it out in the forest on those trees I be climbing an hour ago?
It be coming for you?
Yeah, are they coming for me now? So anyways, so he's spraying them. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. The spider's like, get out of here. Actually, no, I like it. It's a bath. I like it. Yeah, keep that. Yeah. And then he just is like, it's not working. So then he steps on it, crunches it. The second he does that, you see all these spiders get pissed. And that's again, for a 7-year-old, it's like everything's new to you. Yeah. So you're like,
oh my gosh, I can't step on spiders no more.
You're like, whoa. I step on a spider, every single spider in the vicinity gonna look at me and come after me? I'm like, oh, Mom, I'm not safe. I'm not safe right now. I've done this before. I am not safe. I'm just super scared at this point. Super scared, but I can't stop watching. It's one of those things you can't stop watching.
You're like, I gotta finish it now.
So I get to the end of this movie. And at this point, I can't remember what happened to all the little spiders, but the person who is like the main character of this movie is in a basement, in the nest, just in the thick of it.
That's just dinner right there for the spiders.
And this person found Big Daddy or Big Mama. I don't know which one was which, but it was gigantic. I mean, it was probably the size of an adult hand, and it was pissed. And I will never forget this. So he doesn't have a weapon. I think it was a guy. Could have been a girl. Doesn't have a weapon. Fell down in this nest. The spider's looking at him. And he's like, oh shit, I don't got a weapon. I got nothing. So he starts to move to the right. And the spider's in front of him. And the spider starts moving to its left. Mirroring, obviously, the direction that he's going. So if he goes right, well, that spider just follows him. Like right in front of him. Just like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So he goes right, spider goes left. He goes left, spider goes right. This guy, he's blocking his path, essentially. And this spider's like starting to move in on him. And I'm like, holy shit, I never knew spiders were this smart. Why don't I have them do my taxes or something at this point? Anyways, so he grabs a nail gun. He finds a nail gun. And like, this is right as this spider like lunges at his face, full on contact. He like gets the nail gun up, bam, shoots it last second. I have never felt so much relief other than maybe taking a dump in my life.
You're like, oh, it's over.
But, after that, I was like, tell my mom, that wasn't so bad. She was like, how was it? I'm like, oh, no, it's chill, Mom. It's chill. Yep. I don't know why, because I don't actually remember the scene, but I struggled to go to the bathroom alone for the next for the next like month. Nah, maybe it wasn't that long. Maybe it was like 2-3 weeks. However, I was scared, man.
Yeah.
I was scared, and I don't know why. There might have been a bathroom scene in there. I think
Spider
there
comes
was.
out of the toilet.
Dude, I thought my ass was getting bit. Because that's the only, if you think about it logically, that is the only spot you wouldn't be able to see them coming.
That's true.
So anyways, that is my story of how Tan was a bala.
Man, I still think about freaking something coming out of the toilet. Have you seen them like news clipping things every now and then?
About the rats.
Like not snakes too.
Oh, snakes? What?
Freaking like boa constrictors somehow getting into people's piping and like coming up out of the toilet and yeah.
So I'm not the only one who's thought that this is a possibility.
Oh, no. Nope.
Oh, that's good.
Every time I sit down.
Seriously, audience. If any of you have ever thought this, leave us a comment. Tell us when, how old were you, if you still do, what you thought it was, because I feel like we all must have this fear in the back of our minds.
I would think so. Well, maybe not this
Okay, maybe not. Maybe
not a
not.
specific one, but I mean, like, I'm sure there's plenty of people like that. Like, it's just funny how fears work, though, because some people, like, my cousin's like deathly afraid of snakes. Like, sees a snake, gets the heebie-jeebies, freaking like shakes, and just takes off running. It's like, not today.
Not
bro,
today.
That's a 3-inch gardener snake. That's just a baby. They ain't gonna do shit to
It don't even have poison, bro. They don't even have teeth. Those
right.
gardener snakes don't even have teeth. Did you ever Google that? That infos?
I did, and I couldn't find any like actual. I'm pretty sure I might be wrong about that.
Okay, because I was like,
I'm like, who gonna rewind a tape by hand? Like that just sounds like some dumb shit.
well, I just was like, I don't think I've ever heard of a VCR that can't rewind.
No, you're right. I don't know.
But maybe.
I don't know.
But maybe.
Well, here, maybe it's because when they break, that's probably what they have for. VCR broke, couldn't rewind anymore, but it still played. You gotta go buy that extra little doohickey to rewind it for you.
Dude, I remember when like the film or whatever would get screwed up. It would like start coming out, you know?
Yep.
So then you have to be like very careful to wind it with your finger to like kind of wind it back up. Old
and
school.
all the chitlins are like, Uncle Tan, what's film?
What's a film?
What's film?
Can you eat it?
Well, this day and age, they probably try.
Probably.
Like, let me try to snort it up through my nostrils and out of my mouth.
So I recently, I don't know if you know this. Maybe you do know this. Did I tell you I bought a Samsung 10 Plus?
Ooh, how you liking it so far?
I got that last night. For those of you that don't know, because everybody doesn't know really, I had an S5, Samsung Galaxy 5. A little bit of an oldie now, especially in our day and age where like 2 years, shit, throw it out. After it's 2 years old, we're a very throw out society these days. But anyways, I had an S5. It's been through hell. I clearly remember one day or one night I got home super late from work, tired, threw it on the charger, and suddenly it was like pop, and I was like, oh. What the hell? You know, there's flames. No, there wasn't flames, but it was melting. It was melting. And I was scared, and I threw it across the room. And then I grabbed it, and I'm like, what the hell happened? So I took my S5 apart, and around the charging port, there was a whole bunch of baby slobber.
Oh, man.
Yep, my son, of all the places to chew on my phone, when he managed to apparently steal it from me without me realizing.
Just like slobber all into the charging
Yeah,
port.
he's just like, bleh, bleh.
You just like pick it up, dripping wet. You just like, shake it off a couple times and plug it in. Just bam.
Yeah, so it was melted to hell, and then I had to conduct the game of operation to repair that phone. That was
surgery.
That was stressful. That was probably more stressful than.
I feel like it's a good experience to have that though. To be able to, like, even if it doesn't like work out to where you're like, oh man, like I'm gonna just keep this phone for the rest of my life. Like, to be able to accomplish it though, it's a good experience knowing that you can do that.
People don't know how hard it is to repair a phone. I had to use
small little things, man.
I had to use a heat gun 4 credit cards,
Yep.
like tweezers,
Tiny ass little tweezers and screwdrivers.
and screwdrivers where like I was squinting to even see the tips.
Yeah, you're like, that just looks round to me.
By the time I was halfway through, I had like 30 different screws sitting in a glass, and panic was sitting in. Panic was sitting into my chest. Like, oh, I'm getting it apart, but am I gonna get this back together? Hell no.
I know. I feel like when you started, you're like, oh, I'll be on in a little bit, and then I'm like waiting. Like, an hour goes by, nothing.
I fix
like,
things.
I'll be like, I'm almost halfway done.
I fix things for a living. We're talking things that are hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that damn phone almost gave me a heart attack several times just from straight up stress and panic of not being able to put this thing back together.
From an old phone too. An old phone.
From an old phone. You know, I watched a YouTube video. University of YouTube, recommended to everybody.
Yep. Good thing to go to if you need help.
When I finished the job, I did not realize, I didn't read the comments of this YouTube video because I watched the video on how to do it. I was like, oh, followed it through, got it done, worked. I was like, yeah. I happened to look at the comments, and then I realized there was like 2,000 comments, and I'm scrolling, reading them, scrolling, scanning. And every single comment I read is like, tried this, broke my screen. Tried this, broke my charging port. Tried this, broke that. And I'm like, shit, man, if I had seen that, why would I even attempt this?
Bro, it's not, that's what I'm saying, though. It's a good experience because it's not an easy task. But if you take your time and you continue to, like, do your research on how to do it, you know, like you did, like, you can do it. And it's good, like, actually accomplishing that and knowing the difficulty of it and how brittle some things are. It's kind of like I have a hobby of I love plasti dip. I'm not sure if anybody knows what plasti dip is. Plasti dip is a rubber
dip flavored plastic.
No, it's a rubberized paint of kinds. I shouldn't say paint, but it's a paint of kinds. It's rubber you can spray on all kinds of things, but mainly made for cars. And just it's like a little bit of a learning curve to use it because like it's not paint. So it doesn't apply as much as like paint does. And it's very user friendly, but there's like certain little nuances and things that you kind of learn to like work with it and how it works. And like if you have like tape that you're taping off things, when to peel it, you know, you want to peel it wet, like all these different things. But once you do it a couple of times, then it's like, oh, see, it's very easy once you kind of get it in your brain if you've done it. Like I've watched plenty of videos on it before I went and tried it, and I still messed up a couple times. But as soon as you messed up, it was like, oh, I know how to fix that now. Like you just kind of worked yourself through it. I feel like that kind of thing those are good experiences to have. I mean, it like grows your knowledge.
I agree with that, but I feel that I am very lucky. I wasn't one of the people on there commenting, you know, like this guy's like, oh, tried that, broke my screen. Ah, tried that, broke my charging port. I'd be like, tried that, broke my heart, stressed out, anxiety down.
Yeah, I don't know why you sound so much like Kevin Hart there for a second.
Kevin Hart. Oh, dude,
that's what I pictured.
Dude, you know what is funny about Kevin Hart is people always made funny. Whoa. I speak English, I swear. I always hear people make fun of him about how tall he is.
Or how short he is.
Damn it, how short he is. And I didn't realize I didn't realize how short he was until I saw the movie Hard.
Yeah.
Next to, what is his name? Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
Dude. He was like riding on his shoulders. I was like, oh my gosh, he's so small. He's like, you can fit him in your pocket.
He's great. You know what's funny about that though is he totally uses it to his advantage though, which is great. Like that kind of stuff. You always use every one of your weaknesses to your advantage the best you can. And he definitely did that.
Oh, dude, he's hilarious
about that and been like, man, it really pisses me off. People like talk about how short I am, but no. I mean, he might even feel that way deep down. Probably does. But the fact that he doesn't let it show. He just rolls through it. You know, uses it to his advantage to roll with his jokes is pretty cool.
So you're telling me right now, you don't have a scary movie. You have any movie from back then.
I'm not a scary movie person. I didn't go out and watch scary movies. Not intentionally anyway.
You ever seen It?
See, I didn't see any of the classics.
Dude,
If you're talking about like classic scary movies, It, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Jeepers
I never
Creepers.
saw that one.
I never watched
saw that
any of
one.
those.
Jeepers Creepers. I can't remember. I think it was something about like monsters or something in a cornfield.
I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I didn't watch it.
I can't remember.
But there has been a couple times where you're like just hanging out with peeps and you're watching TV. This was at a young age. I was at my friend's house, just hanging out with them. Parents are having dinner with their parents or whatever.
Oh.
And in the spare bedroom watching TV, and a movie, I believe it was called Dog Soldiers, I think. I didn't know what this was yet. 'Cause you gotta go into this with a blank mind. I'm like 8, maybe 9 years old, hanging out at my buddy's house. Just got done watching a kids movie that was on TV. I don't know why a kids movie is on, and then this movie comes on. Doesn't make any sense. I think they did it deliberately to scare
Dog
kids.
Soldiers. I'm really trying. I've never heard of this.
It came out in like 2000 or 2002. And
Were these
yeah,
like
came
dogs
out in
that were
2002.
soldiers?
No. Basically, let's because you don't know it. Let me walk you through how this worked out. In my
Okay, give me the
mind,
rundown. Give me the
because
rundown.
I'm watching. Just got done watching some like little kids freaking magician movie or whatever. Like that was good. Like one of my friends is like flipping through channels or something, or maybe it came on afterwards. I can't remember what happened, but all I know is we landed on this movie of a group of soldiers that are in the woods. They're all freaked out right now. I'm like, oh, it's like a soldier movie, like some sort of war. I don't know, something's going on. They running from something, and I'm like, interesting. They get out to this like old dirt road. You got picture like in the middle, like picture deep woods in the middle of nowhere, kind of getting the dusk. It's getting dark. Dirt road through these freaking deep woods of trees, just dark, and they all like kind of pop out on this road. A vehicle's flying up this road, slams on its brakes, like they all pop out in front of him. They're like a special ops group. All got guns loaded up, ready to go, but they're running from something. I'm like, oh, so we're all kind of stopping and we're watching this. And then the person in the car is like an older lady or something like that. And they're all like, oh, we gotta get out of here. Like, can you give us a ride? And she's like, oh yeah, like everybody get in. Like some people jump in the back of the truck, some people get in the truck. They're like hauling ass, and you hear this like howl, and I'm like, what's going on? Like,
hold up.
So you haven't seen anything yet, and then so they like, I don't know what happened before this. All I know is like then they're like running away. Then it goes to this little cutscene of like really a guy they left behind.
Oh no.
And I'm like, this guy is just like running through the woods, keep looking over his shoulder, running through the woods, and then impales himself on a log.
Oh,
Like straight through his stomach, just stuck on this log. Like this just cuts back, looks down, guy's stuck on a log goes straight through his stomach. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
guy on a stick?
I was like, what the hell is this? And then he like looks, I can't remember if this was accurate or not. I feel like he like looked over, makes this face, and then all of a sudden you just hear like a whoosh, and then freaking blood splatter, and then you don't see anything, just a whoosh of hair. And I'm like, dude, not a scary movie person.
This doesn't sound like a dog, dude.
Then goes like this. We're watching for a little while. Basically, it's turned out to be like this is a werewolf movie, and I'm like, dude, no, not watching this. Like, but my friends are watching this. Freaking 2 of them are younger than me. I'm like, shit.
Oh no.
I can't close my eyes and look weak.
Peer pressure, dog. Peer pressure.
So I'm like forcing myself to watch this movie that I really don't want to watch. I'd prefer to go out and hang out with adults right now. Like watching this movie. And they like get back to this cabin. The lady like lets them in. They're all like freaking out. The lady's all like, yeah, we've been calling about this. Like there's some crazy beasts out there and blah blah blah. They got like, oh no, actually maybe they didn't. I can't remember. I feel like there wasn't a lady there or something like that, or the lady like dropped them off somewhere, and then they were running some more. Anyway, they came up to this house. The army guys. The lady disappeared someplace. I'm not sure where she went. They get up to this house, and they like get inside the house, and the like fresh smell of cooking, like side dishes like scattered the table, like
Fresh
all
smell of
neatly, like,
cooking. You just know, you're like, oh yeah, it smells good. It smells good while you're watching this movie.
well, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, like, there's like wafting air, like pots and smells, and like someone just made dinner and
okay.
it's set on the table, but no one's home. And they're like, this is really weird. Like looking around the house, like there's nobody here, and they know these freaking werewolves are outside. Basically, the premise of this movie is the people that own this house were the werewolves, and they were setting up their dinner to eat these people.
Oh.
I don't know how that worked out. I can't remember. All I know it was freaky. Freaking werewolves jumping out. All of them died except one guy and a dog, I think.
Soldier dog. Soldier dog, because there's a soldier and a dog
there
still
you go.
alive.
Yeah, actually, that makes sense.
Oh
now.
my gosh, I solved the mystery, fellas.
I think you did. But yeah, that was my probably my first scary movie that I actually watched all the way through, and I had nightmares for a very long time after that. And I'm not watching that again. You know what I mean? Like,
Off topic, what do you call a girl fella?
a girl fella?
Yeah, like if fella's a guy, what do you call a girl?
Oh, wait, what? Say that again. A girl. If a fella's a guy, what do you call a girl?
Yeah,
a girl fella. Like
If
what?
a fella is a guy, what do you call a girl? I don't know. I'm actually asking.
I don't know,
Felicia?
bro. I thought this was a joke.
Guys, that's Tan for you. My brain works like that. I'm sorry.
You're
actually,
like, oh,
actually, you know what? I will not apologize. I will not apologize for the way Tan is.
Oh yeah, that was my scary movie though. I can't think of anything off the top of my head right now, but that was the first one that came to mind. That was like freaked me out, and that might be the first scary movie I ever seen, which is probably why I don't like scary movies. I did not want to watch that.
So, did that give you any like PTSD?
Oh yeah, dude. Cause I like freaking. We lived out on like 6, almost 7 acres, I think it is. No one else around us. We moved out there relatively recently, so the property still had like just trees around it. We didn't do any like serious landscaping or cleaning up or planting of anything. It was just trees, forests, and us. And that freaked me out every night, man. So we didn't have blinds on my window yet. It was relatively new, I believe.
No!
So you could
Did you
see
think something would like
outside in
see
the
through the window
dark.
at you?
You could like, yeah, it felt like something like freaking they're watching you. Because that's what these freaking things did. These werewolves, like, freaking around the windows. You see them do a little flash by the window, and you're there's like, ah! And you're like, oh. That's what I was picturing in my head. Like, I'm going to be eating, like, oh my gosh, like sweating that night.
Your parents were like, man, I don't understand. Like Dan never pissed the bed until recently. Like,
Yeah.
and now it's like every night. I just don't understand.
Yeah, man. It wasn't a good thing. But yeah, that was my, off the top of my head, not being a scary movie person, only one I can seriously remember.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, let's do names of movies from back in the day that maybe the majority of people around our age will remember. Like, for example, do you remember Fern Gully?
Yep.
Man, isn't that like an old movie?
Yeah, that's pretty old.
Here's another one. Did you ever see Secret of the Nymph?
That one sounds...
Let me jog your memory. It's about a little female mouse, and like this
Oh,
elderly
yeah,
mouse like named
yeah.
like Nikolai or something like that.
I've seen it.
And then a
I've seen
crow
it.
who's like, "What's up, dog?"
Yep, I've seen it.
Or was it a crow? I think it was a crow.
It was a
Maybe
crow.
Maybe it was a raven.
Well,
Don't want to get into that, but
yeah. We don't know our birds. Remember, we should talk about
That's
things.
true. That's true. Oh, dude. By the way, guys and girls, we pissed off a lot of people when we were talking about, what were we talking about? Snow geese? Canadian geese? I was like,
geese.
I don't know what a snow goose is, and I don't know what a Canadian goose is. If I had thought
We were
about
talking
it,
about white geese, and we wouldn't know what. If aside about this, I'm not a bird hunter, but I do know the names. I just wasn't even thinking about it. And after they're like, dude, snow geese, and I'm like, oh yeah,
I had
that's a
people
thing.
call me and be like, I never knew you were so stupid.
See, that's what there's gonna be so many people that are like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I didn't know how stupid they were.
Yeah. Yeah, they watch the podcast just literally to make fun of us just the whole
That's
time.
okay. That's
That's
okay.
fine.
As long as you comment, comment,
And subscribe.
As long as you do those things, you can bash me all day long. It's fine.
Oh my goodness. Goodness. Hey,
Goodness.
Chronicles of Narnia.
That's a good one.
Did you ever read the books? I mean, that's not an old one, but did you read the books?
I wasn't a book reader either. We're getting on topics I just wasn't a book reader. Never like
Dude.
seriously was into books.
I loved reading books. We are so opposite of each other right now.
I know.
We'll get back on page. We'll get back on page. Old movies. What do you think? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, those were good. Did you see the Red Fern Grows? Where the Red Fern
Where
grows?
the Redford? I read those books before I saw the movies.
Yeah, there you go. That was a sad one, man. That's so sad.
That was sad. Yeah. You know.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember what that one was about. Jog my memory. Actually, I remember the name, but I don't remember what it was about.
You know, the three guys, they're on the part of the chain gang. They gotta break out of the chain gang because the one guy's wife is getting married to another guy, and he's like, can't have that happen, but he lied to the other two guys and was like, yo, like, I have this stash of treasure buried from when I got arrested, but it's gonna be washed away when they break this whatever damn shit stuff down.
Are you sure this isn't Tom Sawyer?
No. Not at all, man.
What?
I don't. Brother, where art thou?
Dude, I do not remember this.
I am a man of constant sorrow.
Yes.
That's all I have to do.
I gotcha. When you started singing that, totally remember now. That was with George Clooney. That's with George Clooney.
Yep.
Okay. That was a really good
With that
movie.
tree, they turned you into a hornet toad.
So one of the guys in that, he had like black hair, like short black hair. He was one of the guys that got away with George Clooney. He's one of the three guys.
Yeah.
The only time that I'd ever seen him before that movie, because I actually didn't watch that until like I got married. Like I had never seen that before in my life until recently.
It's a good movie.
Like in the last like 2 years. But the guy with black hair, well, I guess they all had, well, two of them had black hair. George Clooney had black hair, but the other guy, the middle guy, the tall one, or maybe he wasn't tall. I don't know. Anyways, so
You talking about the bald guy?
no, yeah, okay, not that guy. Anyways, anger management. That is the only place that I remember seeing him from ever before. Anger management. He was like the crazy guy that like was Adam Sandler's buddy, like his anger buddy. And he's talking about how he was in like Grenada or whatever, and like Adam's like, wasn't that like 10 hours? He's like, yeah, fucking changed me, or something like that. And then all I remember is at the end of the movie, they're all like having a good time. They're in a circle in this park, and he just comes out of a tree and just like lands on somebody. Just like
I don't think I've seen that.
totally. What? Okay, my turn. You haven't seen anger management. What is wrong with you? Don't worry, audience. I will fix this. Tan will fix this.
Watch all the people that haven't seen it either.
Tan's got you, baby girl. Tan's got you. Like, hush, baby bird. Put in the movie.
What else we got? There's a lot of good movies, man.
I don't remember if this is an old movie, but I remember Thumbelina. Is that an old movie?
Yeah. Well, they might have made more, but
I can't even remember what it is. Was it?
that was a definite like old kid. I think they still watch that now. I think it's like maybe on Netflix or something.
Really?
I feel like I've seen like my nieces watch that at some
I
point.
remember it, but you guys got okay. I have two sisters, so I've seen
You've seen a lot of the more
my
girlier
share
movies.
of the girly movies.
I won't fault you for those.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen my share because I got outvoted. I was the oldest, but I got outvoted. It's just how it was. So, what you got? I'm trying to think of like I mean, obviously there's like the Lion King. Timon is my favorite. He's my fave.
Timon's your favorite?
Timon, bruh. Or Timone.
Tim.
However you want to pronounce that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like trying to think of like movies that are like big in my mind, but at the same time
What about
might be
Labyrinth?
Labyrinth?
Am I thinking of that right?
I don't say
Labyrinth. It's like the maze, the thing, the thing.
I don't remember.
Oh my goodness. You know what I remember from back then quite clearly, and I actually extremely dislike this movie, Alice in Wonderland.
You don't like Alice in Wonderland?
Extremely dislike that movie. I can't really tell you why, because I don't really get it myself. Extremely hate that movie. Like I cannot stand that movie. Now I'm not talking about the one with Johnny Depp. Not that I've seen that one, because I haven't seen that one. Because I hate Alice in Wonderland. So why would I go? So why would I go see it? But like the old one, like the cartoon one, dude, I don't know what it was. I hated that movie. Hated it with a passion. I was like, nah, no, Kevin Hart right here. No, 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 nah.
What about like the Sandlot?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, Sandlot. How okay? When you say Sandlot, that jogs my memory to Angels in the Outfield.
Yeah, that was a good one too. See, that's funny because like Rachel like hated baseball. She hates baseball movies now. Like,
was Sandlot really about baseball though?
Well, no, it's not
really.
Not Sandlot, but Angels in the Outfield. Like any baseball movies she like can't stand now because her younger brother was really into baseball and watched baseball movies like all the time. I guess so. It was like you got old to her. She's like, ugh, don't want to watch those movies anymore. So yeah, even now she's like, nope, not a baseball movie fan.
But Angels in the Outfield was so good. I mean, like
it was.
It was hilarious. So they were like doing good all of a sudden and all this stuff.
It's freaking run home. He's like
run home. But that's Sandlot.
He's like, where's
he
going?
No, wait, no.
No, that's Angels in the Outfield.
That's Angels in the Outfield. You're right.
He was like, you told him to run home. He did.
Literally, you're right. That's Angels in the Outfield. You know, Sandlot, when he jumps over that fence, the only thing I could think of before he goes head to head with this dog, right before, he puts on like this big pair of like, what is it? Are they Nikes? Like some pair of like badass shoes, essentially. Yeah, and I'm like, those shoes were twice the size of his feet. How the hell is he going to be running faster? He can be tripping all over. He can be dead. That dog going to get him because of those shoes. Because of those shoes.
I just looked it up just to help us out, and I'm like seeing a bunch of these. But like Saving Private Ryan.
Oh yeah, Saving Private Ryan.
Great
I remember
movie.
that.
Braveheart.
Dragonheart actually was older than that one, I think.
What about Space Jam?
You are like cheating right now.
I am hardcore cheating, but this is like jogging so many memories right now. Freaking Space Jam.
I
yeah.
loved Space Jam.
Some Free Willy.
It's all about Lola. She's that sexy bunny.
Yep. Got that Free Willy. Happy Gilmore.
Free Willy. Man,
good ones.
Happy Gilmore, I mean, it is an old one, but before that was what? Billy Madison, right? Or Waterboy. Waterboy. That one.
Yep. Waterboy's a good one.
Waterboy. When
so many good
eating
ones.
that crocodile, and they're like, oh,
yeah.
delicious, tastes like chicken. I'm like, are they eating a freaking lizard right now? Like, what's
some Forrest Gump if we're going to start talking about
all
the crazies.
People are going to hate me for this, but I didn't see Forrest Gump until like 2 years ago.
At least he saw it.
Like, people would always make the reference, like, run, Forrest. And I'm like,
run,
I've never seen it, so I don't really know what you're saying. Am I supposed to be running right now?
You're like, no.
Stop it. I don't want to.
Well, since we're talking about movies that you haven't seen, I still have not seen Titanic.
What the hell is wrong with you?
Yeah. Still haven't seen Titanic.
Dude, I don't even know. Is it because there's a naked chick in it?
No, I don't.
No, I mean like when you were young, like you didn't want to watch it. I was gonna say,
probably.
I don't know why, because I am not typically a person that can remember how old I was or what year it was or et cetera, et cetera. But I remember that I was 9 years old when I saw the Titanic, which is really weird. Like, I don't remember stuff like that. Like, it's weird, but like people that are in like their 50s right now or 60s or 70s, 80s, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying old people, but old people. They remember dates better than I. It just doesn't make sense to me. They'll be like, oh yeah, this happened January 31st. There's probably even 30 days. January 10th. January 10th of 96. And you're like, how the hell do you remember that? And they'll tell you some bullshit like, oh, well, you start having kids and things that are like near their birthdays. You just kind of memorize. I'm like, no,
Yep.
There's something wrong with you. You have a genius memory. All of you people from that time. I don't know why you do.
What about was it Friday? Friday with Chris Tucker and Ice Cube.
Never seen it.
You didn't see Friday?
Never seen it. What the fuck?
Anybody
What
see
in the shit was that?
Mama!
I just pictured my own son doing that, and I just like, I'm like, I hope he never does that. That's all I gotta say. Like,
Nigga, you just got done knocked the fuck out.
oh my gosh, did we just say that? We didn't say that. we're gonna cut that. Steve, we have another job for you finally, Steve. You're cutting that out, Steve.
Anyway,
Steve's been on hiatus a little bit.
no, we're gonna put Steve to work.
We're putting him to work, or he's gonna get a pay cut.
Can do
Done.
the
He's
work.
got 5 minutes. Let's time him. Let's get like one of those, like, what do they call those? Sand hourglass. Hourglass.
This is an hourglass, yeah.
With the sand, and be like,
I want one of those mud hourglasses, please.
I swear, Steven, there's like 50 more pieces of sand in there, Steven. Hurry the shit up. You're on a time limit. But anyways, other movies. What else we got? We got
What topics are we doing? Just old classics?
pretty much
classic
old classics. That's where I'm at for tonight. Old classics.
I feel like Saving Private Ryan's one of those that like I watched, but I didn't actually watch all the way through. It's probably like watching as it passing through living rooms because I probably wasn't allowed to watch it or something. Oh, the violence.
Let's go over to TV shows. Have you ever
shows?
heard of Diagnostic Murder?
Nope.
Dick Van Dyke, bro? Are you for reals right now?
No, Dick Van Dyke, I remember, but I didn't, that's just because of the name.
By the way, I did not know, because Diagnostic Murder, he was like old as shit looking, but he was the guy in Mary Poppins.
Oh, good old Mary. That's another good one, man. Mary Poppins.
Dude, Mary Poppins, bro. Spoonful of sugar, dog.
Mary Poppins.
Spoonful of sugar. Well, and then Chitty Chitty Bang Bang goes hand in hand.
Yeah, but see, that's one that I didn't care for.
Well, neither.
didn't watch Chitty
I
Chitty
mean,
Bang
well,
Bang.
I can't say I hated it.
I've probably seen it like once, literally, maybe once.
I've seen it a few times. What was that other one with the car that like was alive also?
Was it Herb? No.
Was it Herbie?
Herbie?
I don't.
I don't.
You know what I'm talking about? The racing bug
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
do.
It's like a bug or a wagon or some shit, but it was a racing wagon.
Yeah, I think it's
Volkswagen, racing Volkswagen. I don't know what it was.
Pretty
Herb.
sure it was Herbie.
Herbie.
Hervey.
I have nightmares
Herbie.
about that shit, man. I like stuff like that isn't cool to me. It's just scary. Could you imagine? could you imagine your car
You
just
must have
like
been
being
crying
alive?
through- You must have been crying through Transformers, man.
No, dude, no. Come on, that's cool. Okay, that's like
that's even worse.
no, because
like
that's
alien
fictional.
technology.
That is fictional. Whereas
Oh, it's
when you
Herbie.
have Herbie was a real car, brah. That's like you could people drove around in those all the time, and suddenly it's alive and it drives you off a cliff. Like it could do that.
Freaking Bumblebee is a real car. All of them are real cars.
Bro. Bumblebee is a car that is so expensive. You ain't ever gonna have one. I mean, what are you even worried about?
No, it's not.
Are you kidding me right
It was a Charger, man. You can pick one of those up for like 30K somewhere in there.
now? Oh, I'm
Brand
just
new.
gonna go spend 30K on a car.
But dude, live. That's like normal. That's like.
Oh
cheap car
my
prices.
gosh.
That's
Okay.
literally like cheap car prices.
Okay,
these
fine.
days.
Tan is thrifty. Okay, Tan is thrifty.
Actually, I don't know what I can't remember what he was.
You don't even know what he is. Oh my good lord.
Is he a Challenger or a Charger?
I
can't
don't-
remember. I gotta
Which
look
one-
it up now.
Which one's the one that cops use? Chargers?
He's a Challenger.
So how expensive is a Challenger?
They're probably on the same ballpark. It depends on what you get though. Like you can get the base model. You can probably get it for like I don't know around 30 grand. You can get like the
The
Hellcat.
base model is 30 grand. Okay, that's
Dude,
this is crazy, dog.
Your wife's car was like 30 grand, I think.
No, it was like 22, and I didn't pay
It was like
dime.
25 or something like that.
Okay, maybe it's
Sometimes
25.
when you buy a brand new car, that's pretty close to typical car price.
I think we need to bring her on here for stuff like
something
this.
Like that.
You hear what I said? You didn't hear what I
Yeah,
said.
we can bring her on here.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, right now.
We can bring her around. It's cool.
Bring
But
around.
no, you could buy like the Hellcat. I don't even know what.
I don't even know what a
they freaking
Hellcat is.
cost.
What about a Dodge Demon?
Though you're talking about the same. Yeah, they get the Hellcat. They got the.
That's an
what's
older
the other
car.
one? Oh, you're talking about the old. Okay, never mind.
I'm talking about an old vehicle right now. I'm not talking about Transformers.
Some classics.
Oh my goodness. Okay, but we're not going to get into that because I don't know cars, Daniel, like you do.
Well, I don't know. Well, never mind.
Yeah. Compared to me, I'm like, this is a rock. It could be a car.
Yeah. Well, okay.
That's my knowledge of cars.
just because you talked about it, you can
Oh, here we go.
Base model Charger right now, 2019 for 28,000. You can buy the most expensive, like
I think you said it was a
car
Challenger.
Charger. I'm sorry, Challenger. Did I say Charger?
Yeah, I thought.
Well,
I
they're
think
both
so.
about you can both pricing wise for the base model is probably really similar. The Hellcat, which is like amazing car. I'm not gonna get into it. The Hellcat Red Eye is 71,000.
Holy shit.
Same, not the same car. I shouldn't say that. Same body style, looks the same.
You know what I want?
But
Is a
not the same.
Stingray, a Corvette Stingray.
Corvette Stingray.
Or is it a Stingray Corvette? I don't
No,
even
you
know
could
how
probably say
car
either
names
way.
work, bro.
You don't want that.
Dude, that was that like green and black Transformer. Oh, don't even care who he was. Sexiest one ever, man. So awesome.
Probably
But anyways,
wasn't even a Transformer,
going
it's
back
probably a freaking
to TV shows from back in the day. Okay, here we go. Right here, right now, right here, right now. Magic
TV
School
shows.
Bus.
Yeah, there you go. I remember that as a kid. The old
Magic School Bus.
But you know what my favorite though, and I'm so sad they ruined them completely, is all the Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry specifically.
You know they okay. This is the weirdest thing to me. They redid all of it. They redid Tom and Jerry.
what
They
I'm
redid Looney Tunes, and they redid the Magic School Bus. It's going right now. It's brand new. It's totally different.
I haven't seen that, but they ruined. They made them all like politically correct and all the other bullshit. Like, hey, sometimes things need to be a little offensive to be. It's just it's how it happens, man.
How the cookie crumbles.
It's how the cookie crumbles.
Like
Everybody
their
can laugh at
tears.
it. In fact, I feel like someone was talking about when I was talking about the Looney Tunes and then talking about Tom and Jerry. They were like Tom and Jerry. If I remember right, they were like white people, us crackers, man, all the us offended crackers for other races, got mad because of the Speedy Gonzales, like
What-
and
what?
just what
What are you even talking about right now? Speedy Gonzales was a baller. He was a beast.
No, that's what I'm saying. The classic cartoons and the way that they like kind of like poke fun at the different races and different things and like just the accents and being super speedy and like all this different kind of stuff. Like the white people got offended for Mexicans and Spanish people and being like, oh, like that's racist, and they like changed a bunch of shit in it just because we got all offended about it. And then freaking evidently, this I don't know if this is true or not, but evidently the originals are still playing on Spanish TVs. It's just the white people TVs that not white people TVs, but like the white people's like in America, just like the way they play on most channels like Cartoon Network or whatever is playing this new version. But freaking Mexico got all the originals, man. That might be because they're back in time. They don't have enough, like, they don't.
Bro,
have the
you're
new
shitting
stuff,
on
but
so many people right now. Just
I don't care. All
Maybe
I'm saying
because
is I
they're
like
back
the
in
classic.
time.
I like the classic. It was the best. They ruined everything.
Ruined everything. Well, if you
They
look at
ruined
Ninja
everything.
Turtles, something that really just killed my soul is they have these new movies, Ninja Turtles, and what's his name? Michael something that does all the big booms and the fireworky explosions, like that director.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his name, but in these movies, there's only one thing that truly bothered me. I think it was Michelangelo that did this. he took his mask off. I don't know why I don't know why that strikes a chord with me. Maybe it was because it was like they were given those masks by Master Splinter. They're told like never take them off, all this stuff.
And they took them off.
And then he just like goes and takes it off like,
Is it in the first movie or the second movie?
I can't remember. I was so it cut me deep.
It's like comedy, but at the same time, anybody was like serious about those movies. But like, what?
It just wasn't right. It didn't feel right, and I was like, I am so upset right now. I can't enjoy the rest of the movie.
I didn't watch like those a lot as a kid, so that wouldn't affect me as much. But like, I understand where you're coming from, though. Like, especially if you're like into books, and then they make a movie on a book, and then they like don't follow it like at all. It just drives you nuts the whole time. If you like, especially if you really loved that book.
Well,
I don't know.
Like here's a good example: Harry Potter.
Yeah.
They did a very, very good job.
They did a good job
following the book. However, there were many different spots in the movie that they just couldn't include little things from the books. Like they just couldn't, because how do you?
A little bit here and there. Yeah, they changed. They tweaked things a little bit here and there to just fit better throughout the movie. They changed a couple different I'm not gonna get into it. Basically, the different actors and things like that. Like maybe this person originally said this in the book, but then it wasn't that person that said it in the movie. It was somebody else, and that kind of thing. But
here's another one.
But you gotta do what you gotta do, and I think they did a pretty good job following it.
Here's another one. Aragon.
Yeah.
You ever read that? I mean, okay, you didn't read that book. I own
I've listened to
all the books. And I'll tell you what.
Read, but I listen to books all the time, man.
That movie, compared to those books, was shit.
I know what you're talking about like maybe like memory jog.
Oh my goodness. That movie didn't give justice. Yeah. It didn't give any even remotely like justice.
See, I did not read that book, and I liked the movie, and then they didn't make another movie. And
I thought you said that you read you had all the audio.
No, I was thinking when you said Aragon, I thought instantly Lord of the Rings. which is 10 times better than.
Isn't that Aragorn?
No.
Oh. Maybe I'm thinking Aragorn then.
If it's Aragorn, then I don't even know, man.
Nah, now you're gonna make me Google this shit, brah. Okay, hold up. Yeah, it's Aragorn.
That's not how you pronounce it.
It's Aragorn. It is. What are you gonna say? There's a silent R?
That's not how you pronounce it, man.
Bro, are you for real right now, dog? Bro, here
in the movies, they never said Aragorn.
Are you serious?
Hey, like Legolas would be like, "Hey, Aragorn, pull your sword out and fight these goblins with us."
Hold up, audience. We're gonna find this right now. Someone yelling Aragorn.
That's gonna be really hard to find, dude. No joke. You're gonna spend hours just trying to find a clip of someone saying his name.
No, dude, because I think you're crazy, dog. Wait, hold up. What is this? Play.
The ring must be destroyed.
If by my life or death I can protect you, I will. How do we know that he's a friend? He is Aragorn, heir to the throne of...
He is Aragorn. That's how they pronounce it. Aragorn.
Aragon, yeah. Well, you could, yeah.
No, not Aragon. Aragorn.
I can't say it like an elf, dude. I don't...
Dude.
I'm not sure.
Dude.
I'm not...
It is so not Aragon, though. That is my point. Aragorn. Like, there's an R in there. It's... Bro. Bro.
All right.
Okay, so anyways. Back what I was saying. Aragon. That movie. I don't even know. 3 out of 5? What is this bullshit? More like 1.5 out of 5, maybe. I don't know why I'm so raging about this right now, but I truly remember being very upset about this movie compared to the books. And you've never listened to Aragon, right?
No.
Such a good book. There's multiple books, I think. What do I think? There's like 3. from what I remember. Let me see.
I don't know.
That is gonna have to be the new one that you listen to for your series.
I could. There's actually I've gotten to a point now where like I need a good new series just to listen to for a while.
Or I can get you into the Dragonlance books like me.
I could try Dragonlance. I've been listening to the Shannara series. Which
Shannara,
I like
what's
a lot.
that about? Shinara, Shinara.
Well, the Shannara series is actually like each book is almost its own individual story. Like you could pick any of the books and listen to it and probably be just fine and not really have an issue. But there is like slight like nuance of things like they kind of relate to here or there, different things, different stories, something that happened in the past. But basically, the premise of the book is like kind of on the same lines as a elf kind of Lord of the Rings style, but with a twist. Like it's all in the future, like way futuristic. And then I believe actually it's kind of how do I say this? It's like it's like the guy that
space,
created
like space.
it. No.
Future?
It's like bomb happened, and everything went to crap.
Nuclear bomb.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
This is not in the story, but the way they hint at things. The guy is actually from Washington State, and
The
he
actor?
uses the guy that wrote the books.
Okay.
There's not a movie. Well, there's a
Oh.
TV show.
Okay.
The
Gotcha.
guy that wrote the books is from Washington State, I believe, and he wrote the books off of like there's little things that you notice in there that are like very much similar to like they recognize like the Space Needle and other things like that in the books and whatnot and different things. But no, they're good books. I would recommend those.
Shinara. What's your favorite thing about the book?
I've listened to the first 3,
Ooh.
and
Well then.
I would say they start kind of slow, but they get really good. There's a lot of depth to them, a lot of different characters, a lot of jumping around. If you don't like jumping around storylines, then you won't like this book. But a lot of jumping around with good depth to it. Good books.
Dude, I totally forgot about this book actually there's 3 of them. I forget the name at the moment. I can't remember. My wife introduced me to it, but it was something like all of humans were broken up into colors, and it was based off like their eye and hair color. And it starts out with like the story revolves around this guy, and he's a red. And he's a miner. Like reds are miners. They don't live long. They do crazy shit. He's a miner.
Mm-hmm.
As it goes through the story, they get married super young, including him. He like just gets married, and they did something. They went to some forbidden place, like down in this miner, and they live down there. They live down in these mines. As far as they know, there really isn't anywhere else. But anyways, and they're governed by what you call grays, who are like the military kind of deal, and golds are above all, essentially above all the race. Like if you're gold, you're above everybody. So their whole thing is like, oh, they're mining and whatnot. He gets married. They go to this forbidden place. They get caught. When they get caught, they execute his wife. And that basically, actually, they execute his wife and they execute him as well. They both get executed. But he survives via like this potion that basically makes you appear to be dead. It kind of like limbers you up or something like that, to where like you can hang but not die, essentially. Anyways, I don't really want to spoil any much more. This is like the first book, but it gets really crazy how he gets out of this mining world and actually, discovers like there's all this other and there's all these other colors, and like there's this big open world, and they're all governed by gold, and gold is like they're above all and they can't be
So
touched.
basically, you need to destroy gold.
That's exactly it. His goal became the destruction of the gold race.
Isn't that like
The destruction of all races in general, essentially. Like the whole ideology. Well, I mean the whole ideology of like who is what.
Yeah,
because
everybody equals.
He came from essentially the bottom. So yeah, exactly. He was like, he wanted to destroy golds because they're the ones that set this whole ideology. And destroying them would basically make the whole system fall apart.
This is kind of interesting because like you can take this two different ways. I've never seen that movie or book.
Not a
or
movie,
whatever it
just
is.
books.
Okay, I've never read that book. But you could take that storyline in like a sense of like the corruptness of the world and we are all equal and blah 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 and all that kind of stuff. Or you can take it as kind of more what I wouldn't call what it's meant to be, but like the actual story itself of like if gold's kind of like in control of everything, that's kind of like dictator government, something like that. I don't know, man. It's kind of like I feel like you start getting into those like everybody's equal thing. It just starts annoying me a little bit. And not saying we're not equal as far as human beings, but when it comes down to like the work you put into something. Now this is the movie. I'm sorry, the book. Different topic. You're talking about standards already preset for you before you even got to do anything. That's different. But yeah, it's just like I feel like a lot of like my generation gets into this like big, like we're all equals and like everything should be the same and I'm just like, well, if you want to be the same, man, like work for it. Put in some effort. Not just gonna give it to you. Gotta work for it.
Right, but the difference was for that, the Reds were the ones who did all the work.
Well, no, I was like in that book storyline, like that's obviously kind of almost dictatorish. Like the Golds ran everything. There's preset kind of like the what they call that the silver spoon or whatever. They just like have everything handed to them. They just get it all.
That's exactly how it is. It was almost like a status. Like just because they were born gold, they were immediately above all the others. And by the way, if you were born a gold, you were above the others. You could actually tell any of them what to do something, and they couldn't disobey you. So
until the one guy just was like, fought it so hard. I don't know.
Oh man, I would love to spoil it for people, but it's so good that
I might get it. I might listen to it.
Yeah, it's so good.
If they got an audiobook for it.
It's so good I can't bring myself to do it.
Yeah. What other movies though? We kind of got off topic a little bit.
Yeah, we did a little bit.
Because
we were on TV shows. We were on TV shows.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that's TV shows. I was gonna say
Star Trek Voyager. Boom.
Yeah. What about like Fuller House? Not Fuller House. That's the new one.
Full House. Oh yeah.
Some good old Full House or Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. Yes.
Some good old classic.
What about I just thought this for movies. Home Alone.
Yeah. Got them Home Alones.
Malcolm in the Middle for TV shows.
Dude, there's so many. And there's so many, and I really do believe anybody that was like after that slightly era is not gonna know anything about those.
Oh.
Like they don't like rerun those. They're not gonna go look for it.
Isn't that sad?
It is. Does that mean we're getting old?
Not me. I'm still young forever.
I think that's a song. Forever young.
Yes.
I wanna stay forever young.
Except only it doesn't work.
No, I thought you just said you were forever young.
Unfortunately,
you lied to me already.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna tell you, Dan. When you get a few years older, you'll realize that it doesn't work
I'm still
that
not
way.
as old as you. No.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. All right. Well, I think that is where we're going to end it. I think that is where we're going to end it for tonight. Man, guys, definitely leave a comment. I mean, we'd love for you to like or subscribe or you know, go back, watch our older videos and just see how bad they were, shitty they were and how much better they've been getting. Because we've definitely been putting a lot of hard work and effort into this, especially around our very busy schedules.
Yeah. Tell us what we need to do differently.
But even if like you don't subscribe, you dislike, whatever. We like all of it. But the commenting, that is what would interest me the most, is if you leave a comment.
See what you guys thinking.
Yeah, see what you guys are thinking, because you could hit like, you could hit subscribe, but that doesn't tell me really what you liked about it. Or what you didn't like about it. Or your favorite color's green, like mine. Who knows? They could be anything. You could say, I don't like sharks from the last one. I don't like sharks. I don't like sharks. You might not like sharks. You might love sharks. But I want to know. Or Dan might want to know.
I don't want to know. Don't talk to me. No.
I don't want your casserole.
I want to know. I want to know everything about you people.
So are you gonna
That's not true.
Are you gonna play your outro?
Yeah, we can just sing it together.
I don't even know your outro.
Probably.
I was listening to it and I'm just like, yeah, I think we're gonna leave that one to Dan.
Bro, we just gotta sing it. Like, God, like, comment, and subscribe to the Tan&Dan channel. Like and comment and subscribe to the Tan&Dan channel.
Like and comment and subscribe. To the Tan&Dan channel.
Oh, wait.
Channel.
Wait, we're gonna do it again, right? Wait,
No,
one,
no.
two. We're gonna say it together. Right?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Like and
Can
comment and subscribe.
subscribe.
Dude, why are we so? I feel like our microphones are just a hair off. we can't link up.
Okay, screw it. Go, Daniel. Go.
Just comment, like, subscribe. Tell us how bad we are. Just do it. Do it now.
What is Shia LaBeouf say? Just do it.
Do it now.
Shia
Arnold
LaBeouf.
Schwarzenegger says you must do it now.
That's actually pretty good, surprisingly. I'm learning new
Arnold
things about you.
Schwarzenegger says you must like, comment, and subscribe. Do it now.
I'm learning new things about you every podcast, Dan. Okay, well, we will see you guys in the next one.
Yeah. Do it now.
Do it now! Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.